What's up, y'all? It's Kenny from CampbellFit.com. Today, we're going to talk about how I trained myself to be an amateur boxer. No coach, no sparring, just the equipment and the will to learn. True grit. Roll the intro.
Exercise these demons. Yeah, I'm here for one reason. Exercise these demons. Exercise these what? Exercise these demons.
So you probably realize by now that I'm the type of guy where if I see something done, I pick up on it really quickly and I know whether or not this is something that I would be able to do. Boxing, because it's such a dangerous sport and such a physical sport, it's not traditionally something that someone even attempts to try to teach themselves. But when I started to watch a lot of amateur boxing as opposed to professional boxing, I realized this is something that I could do. I just need to hone my skills a little bit. And I'll be completely honest, it did take some time. I made a lot of mistakes. I bought equipment that I didn't really need, and I bought equipment that I honestly couldn't imagine training without. And over this entire process, I have had no sparring. I have not had a professional coach. I haven't even had an amateur coach. This has been all me and the equipment. It has been a true trial and error process. And I'm gonna show you what I did, walk you through everything, give you some pointers. And this way, if you think that you would be able to train yourself to become an amateur boxer, you know what you're getting into and you have a good idea of the equipment that would be able to help you and why it would be able to help you. So before we get into that, I would just love for you guys to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm. You'd be able to come back and see more content, and it would really help me grow the channel and reach more people so that I could help them as well. So obviously, as you've heard me say already, I did not have a coach. So the first thing that you need to understand before embarking on this insane journey is this has to be something that you're actually going to do and that you want to do. Because there's no coach involved, you don't have someone to hold you accountable. So this has to be something that you're going to do and that you're going to stick with. You can't phone it in. You can't cheat yourself. Okay, so that's number one. The second thing is you need to build up your endurance. I don't think a lot of people understand how much energy and how tiring it can be to have an amateur boxing match. Depending on your age, your rounds are going to be three-minute rounds if you're in the open category. If you're in the masters division like myself, which is 35 and up, 40 and up, you're going to have three 2-minute rounds. 60 seconds makes a big difference. And when you're training for these types of events, these three-minute rounds, don't jump into the gym or start working out and just go balls to the wall with it. Actually start out with 60-second increments and work your way up to being able to do a 2-minute round, a 3-minute round, two 2-minute rounds, 2 3-minute rounds. Slowly but surely work yourself up to a full fight. And then once you're able to train yourself for 3-minute rounds, start to extend those rounds into more of the deep end. Start to do 4 rounds, 5 rounds, 6 rounds. Still 3-minute rounds, but you want to really build that endurance and make sure that those 3-minute rounds is nothing to you. So that would be a really good way to build up that endurance and to gauge your endurance. Because it's one thing to feel like, yeah, I could do it. And then, it all just falls apart. And I'd much rather it fall apart on you in the gym or during training than in the ring. Another tip that I have for you is you want to film yourself. You definitely want to film yourself, and I'll show you some footage of me using the equipment and the equipment that I've used, and explain how it has helped me and what it's been able to do for me. But you want to film yourself. The reason that you want to have footage of yourself is, of course, so that you can go back and watch it. Because essentially, you're the athlete and the coach. So you want to watch the film of you working out, hitting the bag, your shadow boxing, your sliding. You want to go back and watch all of that. And you want to look at your form with an honest eye. Don't just watch a video of yourself and say, yeah, this is Mayweather status. This is Ali in his prime right here. No. Really watch the film, the videos, and be honest with yourself. Look at it the same way you would watch a professional boxing match. Your hands are too low. You're dropping your hand after you hit the jab. It's not coming straight back. It's coming out and then going down. These are the things that you need to pick up on. Paying attention to the way your feet are moving, your awkwardness, because there will be awkwardness if you're doing this by yourself for the first time. So that's what you need to do. You need to film yourself. You need to look at it with an honest, unbiased eye and start to pick apart those things that you know you're doing wrong, that you don't realize you're doing wrong while you're doing it. If you do have another boxing enthusiast in the family or friends, let them see it as well. Instagram and Facebook and TikTok could be very, very brutal, but there are some good people on there, like myself, who will see your video. And if it's something that's blatantly being done wrong and it's something that could get you hurt, some people will jump in the comments and critique. Like I said, some people could be brutal, but if you want an honest opinion or you really do need a fresh pair of eyes on it, an unbiased set of eyes that is not going to make fun of you, feel free to tag me in the videos. I'll put my Instagram and TikTok information here in the video. And if this is something that you're trying to do, feel free to tag me in the video, ask my opinion. I have no problem giving it to you. And I promise I will not make fun of you. We're all here to learn. Before we get into the equipment list and how it's helped me improve different skills, if you like the fit that I'm wearing, this cool Iron King hoodie, you can find it at campbellfit.com. We have a whole host of apparel for men and women. Back to the clip. There's no order of importance. I'm just running down the different equipment that I've been using. None of these are more important than the other. Let's start with the speed bag. So when I do the speed bag, like I said before, I'm doing it in rounds. At this point in time, I'm doing roughly about 6 or 7 rounds on the speed bag when I do use it. And that helps me build my shoulder endurance. Your shoulders will get very, very tired from punching. So there's 2 different ways that you can hit the speed bag. Well, there's a lot of different ways that you can hit the speed bag, but some people have a way of keeping their elbows down, and then some people use it with their elbows out. I find that when you hit the speed bag with your elbows flared out, it puts more strain on the shoulder and helps increase that shoulder endurance. You're gonna need that shoulder endurance for throwing punches, especially the jab, which is probably the punch that you are gonna use the most, bar none, in boxing. Next up on the list, we have the reflex bar. So some of you may have seen my clips on social media or the shorts that I post here on the channel where I'm using a reflex bar like that right there. And what that's helping you do is increase your reflex and reaction time as well as your ducking. This will help you also improve your boxing time. One of the things that you want to do while you're using this is start out slow. If you are completely a beginner, you might even want to wear headgear while using this, because if that bar hits you, that bar is going to whack you. It is a metal bar inside with a little bit of cushion on it, and that cushion is not going to protect you the way you would hope that it would. So start out slow. Don't feel like you really need to hit it full force. Work on your ducking. Mentally tell yourself, I'm going to duck this one. And when it comes back around, I'm going to slip it, right? So it will be duck and then slip, or, making sure that you're actually moving around. The whole point of the reflex bar is essentially this is your substitute for being able to spar with another human, right? So this is where you're able to build that reaction time and is a potential for you to actually get hit while you're throwing punches. The Cobra bag. The Cobra bag is, oh man, I loved my Cobra bag. I ended up breaking it because I was using it so much. I was hitting it so hard. And this is one of the lessons that I learned. While it did allow me to build up my combination speed and reaction time, slipping and moving around and, being able to maneuver around the bag, I would be hitting this bag way, way harder than I actually needed to. It really just needs a little tap, right? It just needs a tap. But I would be putting my shoulder into it. I'd be fucking twisting the hips. I would be going in on this thing. And it was great. It was great. It was probably my favorite workout piece of equipment when it came to boxing. But yes, you don't need to really whack this thing. It's really just taps and being able to move around. It's almost like shadow boxing with a reactive target. The heavy bag. This is where you build up that power and your technique, not just, throwing wild, random punches. When I hit the heavy bag, I'm working on my form. I'm thinking about how quickly I can pull my punch back, how quickly I can put my punch out there, where it's landing. Am I twisting my hips properly? Am I turning? This is where you build all of that up. It's not just power. Pay attention to your technique when you go back and watch the videos. Are you turning your hand as you punch? Or are you just like, rock'em sock'em robots and your hand is going out like you're doing a hammer curl? These are the type of things that you want to pay attention to. The heavy bag is also great to, again, build your endurance. Anything that you do in boxing, if you're doing it for an extended period of time, it's going to help you increase your endurance in those body parts. I promise you, if you're hitting the heavy bag properly for an extended period of time, you will start to notice that although you're throwing punches, your legs are starting to get tired, your quads are starting to hurt, your hamstrings are starting to hurt, and your glutes are starting to hurt. That means that you are properly putting your weight into the punches and throwing properly and producing that power. Because that's where the power really comes from when you're punching. It's not arms. Big arms do not make you a power puncher. Strong legs, good hip flexors will make you a power puncher. And that's what the heavy bag is going to do for you. That's essentially what it did for me. Jogging and using the jump rope, whether it's a speed rope or a weighted jump rope, has really helped me increase my overall endurance and breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And of course, your arms will get tired, your calves will start to hurt, but this helps you on a cardiovascular level, as opposed to just building endurance from the muscles and different body parts. This is going to help you breathe properly. It gets your heart in the proper conditioning, so that way when you are boxing, you're not gassed out. Your heart isn't beating out of your chest. You're not sucking air, these quick, shallow breaths. The faster you breathe in and out, your body isn't getting the proper amount of oxygen. So once you get to that point where you're doing nothing, it's almost like you need to have 3 or 4 of those quick little short breaths to equal that one solid in and out deep breath, right? The short breath's not going to help you. It actually makes you more tired as opposed to you being able to compose yourself and get one solid in through the nose, out through the mouth, deep breath. So that's what I work on while I'm jumping rope and jogging, maintaining that composure, maintaining that proper breathing. Also, while you're jogging, keep those hands up. Keep those hands up. You might look a little nuts, but who cares, right? We have a goal. We're working towards meeting that goal. So keep those hands up and really think about your breathing. Focus on nothing else but the breathing, right? And throw a couple jabs every now and again, couple straights, keep those hands tight, and just get yourself in the proper mindset to maintain your breathing and hold on to that composure.
I suggest you breathe easy, get all mine from the gutter. I suggest you breathe easy, get all mine from the gutter. Yeah, I'm here for one reason. Exercise these demons, exercise these what?